I just want you to personally know that my breath stinks really bad right now. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and as you can see, this is full screen casino edition. This is gonna be a story time. I haven't done one in a while, though there's a couple stories I do want to share. I don't know, I just didn't feel like recording it. Like, I felt like doing it, but I didn't. I think they call that being lazy. Not too sure. Don't quote me on that. Now, in a recent couple videos, I think in a Legends of Runeterra video and a Final Fantasy video, I mentioned in both that I actually got into a car. No, sorry, I didn't get into a car accident. My car got into a car accident. I like to be specific because when I say that I did, I feel like people think that I was in the car and, you know, there could have been damages to me, but that is actually not the case. The reason why I say it that way is because my car was parked when it was hit. That means I was not in the vehicle. And I'm pretty sure if I look through my channel, because the channel has been around for I think 2 years now, 2-3 years, whatever. I don't know, I don't remember. This happened to me before. It was almost the same type of incident, and my car gets hit while it's parked, and then before I had to get the whole car, you know, totaled. It was totaled. And now, based on the damages, you guys will be seeing it. Like I'm gonna pop it in and out. Oh, look at you see the little fizzle there? The green screen trying to activate itself, but there's no green. So basically, this is what happened. I was half asleep pretty much, or fully asleep in my room, and my roommate knocks on the door. He's like, nah, nah, nah. Somebody hit your car. Now, unfortunately, my roommate has like a pretty dry sense of humor sometimes, so he would say some random stuff to me. Sometimes he'd be like, ha, that's a joke. So I thought it was one of those cases, so I was just immediately like, why would you joke about that? Come on, bro. I'm like sleeping, you know. And so I just assumed that, you know, I was like, you know what, whatever. And I get up and realize that no, he's not kidding. Now, this is probably one of the best stories that you'll ever hear about a car accident, because I literally get up, walk out of my room, and there's a guy at the front door. Now, this guy is super like apologetic and things of that nature, because he realized that he hit the car. Sorry, he didn't hit the car. His wife hit the car. He was not in the car, supposedly. He was pretty much like me until he got a random phone call about, hey, someone, babe, I hit a car. So he comes out and then he sees the damage, I guess, to my car. He sees the damage to his own car. Their damage looks way worse than mine. Like, if you look at it, imagine that your car gets hit. The car, to be fair, could not really drive that far, but you know, hit and run is definitely always a possibility. Someone hits your car, you don't know about it because you're asleep. You know, that was one of the cars you had, and then you drove another car to work. You know, who knows? You know, you always get that thing about if you hit a car, you're supposed to like leave a note with your insurance and your phone number and stuff like that to tell the person, hey, my bad, I hit your car. I will do my best to help you out. But most people don't do that. You hit a car, or you hit a mirror. Funny enough, the mirror on my car is broken because someone hit it and they just ran off. So now I have a broken driver's side mirror, and I never knew what the heck happened of that. I still to this day have no idea what happened. It could have been a kid that hit it with a bike, or maybe someone smashed it, thought it was their ex-boyfriend's car. I don't fucking know what happened, but it broke. But that person didn't do it. But this guy did even way more worse damage to a car, to my car specifically, and he wanted to own up to it. Even though, well, his wife did, but he wanted to own up to it because the car was under his name and his insurance. So he's being super apologetic, and he I guess he was like mentally preparing himself for me to spaz out. Most people don't know one thing about me. I've been through some shit. So when it comes down to when bad things happen to me, not that I don't care, to the degree it's not that I don't care. I just feel like it's just another thing that just happens to me. No matter how good of my life goes, no matter what. And I explained this in the video where I got let go, well, temporarily let go from my job. I'm back at working now, but when I was temporarily let go of my job, it's like I was more sad as something going wrong in my life than I was sad that I specifically lost a job. I hope that makes any type of sense. There's two different things. I'm just tired of bad things happening, and this is just one of those things where it's just like, oh my god, here we go again. Now, my car has been hit in front of this house I think 3 times, if I remember correctly. My insurance should probably just go straight through the roof. But the guy was very apologetic. I think he was again expecting me to be spazzy. I wasn't super upset. I just told him, you know, it happens, and that's the truth. I hate when people get angry about stuff like that. It's just, what's the point? The person is there, the person is being apologetic, the person is stepping up for a mistake that happened. There's no reason for me to just, on top of that, you know, when those people ask questions, why did you let that happen? You know, what was wrong with the wife? Like, I don't care if she's drunk at that point. At that point, all I care is that if my car is going to be taken care of, if it needs to be totaled, what's going to happen if it gets totaled. And that's the things that I'm thinking of. Oh, how am I going to get to work tomorrow? That's all I'm thinking about. I'm just so beyond the fact that my car got hit. I don't care. It's a car. It does what it does, and it does it well. It moves my fat ass to locations that I would not like to walk or run to. That's what it does. So with that being said, I'm ecstatic. So another reason why I don't like doing these videos as soon as something happens, I like to kind of get more resolution to the story. Just making a video, then having to do a follow-up, then having to do another follow-up, and it's like, ah. So right now, currently, as of yesterday, I finally got the car towed. See, the thing was that since it was not going through my insurance, I didn't want to start doing things on my own. Because if I did things on my own, then it would be slightly through mine, and then it would be like, oh, hopefully they reimburse you the money, because no, I was like, no, we'll wait for his insurance to kick in. So finally it did. So finally I got the car towed. Car being towed wasn't even the issue. The rental car was the issue, because the first company that they tried to get me to go with, it was I think it was called Hertz or something. I was like, wait, I swear I don't remember them being in business at all. And this is probably why, because it's part of my story. So I called them, and this is the company that State Farm has specifically contacted. They specifically contacted, because like my Geico told me to speak to them. State Farm contacted the Hertz. Hertz was like, so where you bringing that car? And I was like, I don't know where I'm bringing the car. I just confirmed it to whatever State Farm affiliated or State Farm whatever site that they said was within their system. So that's where it's going. I personally don't care. I just picked the closest State Farm affiliate, because there's two different ways that this goes. If you bring it to a non-State Farm loved or appreciated site, whatever the heck they call it, the process sounded like it took longer than it does. It sounded like it takes them to send someone to the shop or someone to send pictures and things of that nature, instead of it being like they already have the shop. I guess I don't know. They made it seem as though if you went to a State Farm approved site, the process would be quicker. So I went with the State Farm approved site. This guy, for some reason, was trying to say that he wouldn't give me a rental car unless I brought my car to his site. Now, granted, I wouldn't have minded of switching to this guy's site because it was closer to me. And if I were to get the rental car from the place where my car is being worked on, if my car was to not be totaled, it would be much easier, because you return the rental. You return the rental to the same place and you drive off with your car when you're done. That's literally the best case scenario, I would have to say. So I was trying to actually work with him and say, hey, I'll see if I can do it. But the problem was that they called the tow company first. So the tow company was going to come pick me up first.
How did my parents birth somebody this stupid?
And to tell the tow company to bring it somewhere else that I didn't say, I wasn't necessarily trying to do that, because remember, this is going through the other guy's insurance. So if any cancellations or any weird stuff like that, I felt like would have screwed him up. And he was already forthcoming. He was already so nice to, to provide me with all the information. All the information. He gave me his license so I could take a picture of it. He gave me his insurance card so I could take a picture of it. He gave me his cell phone number. And even the next day, he called me and texted me the next day before I contacted him at all. So he was so on top of this stuff that type of stuff is what you want everyone to be like, especially during a pandemic where, he could have easily said, I don't want to see the person, because he could have hit a car of someone that had corona and the person just felt the need to come outside because, their car got hit, and he could have exposed himself to that. There was so much risk factor involved in what he did. So shout outs to you. I'm not going to say your name because I think that's none of everyone's business, but shout outs to that guy. I really appreciate how he handled that in its entirety. So like I was saying before, the tow truck was already coming. I didn't want to mess with that, so I had to change where my rental was going. And I felt that I was like, I'm sorry, I could have called the other guy, the Hertz place back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it changed. But he was just so forceful, and he was trying to give me like life advice. He was like, no, when you call them back, you tell them that you're gonna change it, that you're gonna bring it here, and there's nothing they can do about it. Fair enough. He's completely right. When the tow truck came, I could have actually told them, hey, bring it to this shop instead. And I could have called back State Farm and said, hey, I want it to be this place instead. I could 100% have done that. But it was the fact that he was telling me to do that, and I just didn't feel comfortable with that aspect, that he was just trying to navigate and guide me. So if I were to give him the car, again, I'm not paying for the repairs on the car. He could say whatever. It doesn't really matter. Who's to say he won't do that with the car? So he might just like, yeah, we need to replace this, and this. And this is a thing that's been going on. I didn't even notice until I got the rental and I was driving, is that a lot of people are doing a lot of insurance fraud bullshit or scamming people because they need the money. Their business is probably slow. And imagine a mechanic and people not driving their cars at all, so they're not having any bad functions, or they're not getting into accidents in the car, except me, who happens to get in an accident when his car is parked in front of the house. People's cars are probably going to be worse once they actually go back and drive them. Then the auto business will probably go skyrocketing, and people will lose their stimulus checks to the local auto shop. Until then, I'm pretty sure it's pretty slow. So who's to say the guy who just won't make up a bunch of stuff? He knows, because of the phone call and the nature of it, that it's insurance, and he knows that the insurance is going to pay for it, so he doesn't have to worry about skimping out on anything. Like, I feel like a lot of auto places, depending on the clientele, especially if they're familiar with them, they might say, well, he looks like a cheapo, let me not tell him about XYZ thing, because if I tell him about that, he won't want to pay for it, so I'll wait, or I'll let it get a little bit worse. It should die out in like 3 months. Maybe he'll have more money there, so we'll do one repair here and not even tell him about the other one. Then he'll come back and then we'll fix that. Like, I feel like some of them definitely do that. I know that phone companies do that. Like, when they try to fix your internet, they fix it half-assed, so that you have to come back and go, you know. If you don't know, you should know. Just saying. Anywho, so I finally go and I bring my car. Well, my car gets towed to the place that I originally had it, right? And I get assigned another place to get the rental car. Now, the rental car, I went instead of with another Hertz, because I was like, I feel like, that was kind of a weird encounter. And I've already used Enterprise before. Last time that this happened to me, I was working at a job. My job pissed me off, but I needed to get, my car got hit. I got picked up from the collision site, I think, from Enterprise, and it was this chick. And I don't remember her name, from back then. I think I know her name now because I had to ask another worker if that was the same person, but she was there at the new site that I went, and I was like, dang, man, it's almost like it was destiny. But it was cool. It was cool to see her again. I was like, maybe I should try. But at the end of the day, I was under the pressure cooker, because my car actually wasn't towed at that point. I was at the rental place, and I need to get back to my house so I can give the guy the keys to my car, make sure that there's nothing in it that I needed, and all that other stuff. But I'm just letting y'all know that next time I go to that Enterprise, your boy's going. This is all gonna get cleaned up. All this gonna be cleaned up. We going hard in the paint. Wish me luck. Because if it doesn't go well, you never hear. Won't hear about it. If it goes well, you probably still won't hear about it. But some people will. So if you want to be one of those some peoples, hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, it's pretty much like the ordeal itself wasn't that bad, and it was because of people being honest, and I think that that's huge. And I think I've said this in a previous video before, is that the world needs more honesty. The world needs people that aren't afraid to tell the truth, regardless of how bad the truth might screw them over, regardless of how bad the truth might make them look, or sometimes it comes down to people will be around you. Like, I feel like inviting that guy to Thanksgiving dinner, and I don't cook, so it would be a pretty bad one, but I would feel like inviting him, because that was just a nice thing for him to do. Might even hit him up on his birthday. I don't know what his birthday is. It's just a funny thing to say, but it's stuff like that. So it's a really good story. It's an unfortunate situation, which at the end of the day, it's not going to change too much for me, outside of me potentially missing only one day at work. And I still drove, my friend drove me to work that day, and I got a ride back from one of my coworkers. So at the end of the day, nothing really happened to me outside, especially if they fixed the car. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. My insurance might go up. I think it might be the worst scenario out of this, because they might just say, well, you keep having accidents at your house. You must be living in a dangerous area. I might screw up everyone's that lives around me. All of insurance is about to go. This block is a dangerous block. That might happen. But just wanted to share that story for anyone that was curious, because I definitely posted some pictures up in Discord. You meet a really honest person that makes you have faith in the world, in this completely pandemic, annoying world right now that it is. It's nice to see that there's still people that are stand up. 2, I got to see some hot chick that I saw back in the day, and every time it sucks. Every time I see her, I'm in a bad position. So, you know, next time I see her, I'm gonna try to show her like I'm not that bad. I am fat, but I'm not that. I could show you a whole new world like Aladdin. Okay, I'm in a better position in life than she last saw me. Last time she saw me, technically, I didn't have a job. I literally just quit my job. She was actually trying to get me a job. She was trying to get me a job with Enterprise. That's what she was trying to do. But if you guys want to see more stories, feel free to like and comment. Let me know that this is something that you guys like to see. I would do another story. There's one really shitty story I've been wanting to tell, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Let me know if it's worth it. 10 likes and it's worth it. And that's without my like. So I'm minusing my like on my own video, and it has to get 10 likes because I like to like my own videos. But one thing that you don't need is to know is that these segues are terrible. That every day at the casino is your... They're also terrible when you mess it up. I should just delete my channel. Speaking of my channel, before I even see that's why it was like myself letting me know that it's not time to end the video. We just hit 2,600 subscribers on this channel. Thank you guys so much for those that are still kicking with me through the multiple game changes and the multiple game coverages that are currently going through the channel. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to just get better at just being an overall more consistent YouTuber and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to you guys. And now, just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.